But right now it's Tuesday at 4 o'clock, which means it's time for the iciest segment in all sports. In the Rocky Mountains, Bailey Zappi outplayed Russell Wilson in the city of Rocky. We may have seen the end of Tommy Cutlets, and in Kansas City, well, the mountain's namesake had a rocky performance. Alas, we embark onward to see who slipped, who flipped, and who straight up fell off. The most unforgiving ranking in all of sports. Come with me as we climb Mahomes Mountain.
Wildes, I'm a little on tilt.
Why
I know you
is
don't
that?
have your reading glasses on, but can you read that text, the gray one? Can you just read it to the audience, and then we can say who sent it 1 minute ago?
You can't be serious. It's over, man. Capitalized with several exclamation points. Like the old game Joe Montana football used to say, get them next year.
Who sent that, Wildes?
LW.
Oh, you don't see. Oh,
Could
Lil
be my
Wayne
wife.
saying that the Chiefs are done. Right before I have to do Mahomes Mountain.
Tough one.
We appreciate you watching,
Wayne.
but
Trying
bad
to tell
take.
him, Wayne.
All right, off the mountain.
Bad-
Off the mountain. I told you, I'm on tilt. I'm rattled. I'm rattled. The greatest rapper alive, trolling my takes. All right, off the mountain. Tommy DeVito, he fell off the mountain. I hope you got that 20 grand when you could, kid, because those days are over. Sorry, it just is. Sam Howell, remember, Wildes, when you were trying to get Hubs to do a lot of Sam Howell-based segments? How's that working out?
How's the Kansas City offense without the enemy?
Okay, hey, Wildes, these are rhetorical questions. These are rhetorical questions. Bottom of the mountain. Russ about to fall off. Russ about to fall off and going to be playing somewhere else next year. I think everyone at this point, that's going to be a classic category 2, and I need those right now because I don't have many Cat 1 opinions. Easton Stick, shout out to him. Bailey Zappi. And in Washington, the best quarterback all year long has just been sitting there waiting.
Love it.
He almost brought him back. All right, next, level 6. 3 show favorites. Bruise Guy, my guy, and Wildes' guy all drop. Bruise Guy drops because the moment he's asked to play adult quarterback or from behind, he just starts throwing interceptions and lateraling the ball behind his head.
That was a
for
cool
no
play.
reason.
That
It
was
cool.
actually sweet.
The
Might
Prince,
have been
listen.
lucky, but sweet.
All, of our royal legends have had their Achilles heel. For some, it was an actual Achilles. For the Prince, he doesn't play well through injury or in the rain. We need him healthy and in a dome, and we are cooking. Jake Browning came back down to earth a bit. Justin Fields moved up. Drake May stays where he is, as Kyler. Next. Oh, welcome to the mountain, Jaden Daniels.
Nice.
Draft
Love it.
season.
Okay.
Love it.
Jaden Daniels, welcome to the mountain. Jalen Hurts
Ahead
threw
of
for
me.
300, but had the kind of brain lapse, and the pick 6 might not have been his fault, so he stays where he is. Joe Flacco. Guys, in 2019, 2020, and 2021, those 3 seasons combined, Joe Flacco won 3 games. I said on this show, November 10th of 2021 during a gambling segment, America, this might be our last chance to bet against Joe
remember
Flacco.
that. Yes.
We were in boxes. He's won as many games in this month as he had won in the previous 3 years. And Gino, Brew wrote him off. He ain't right back. He's authoring comebacks, going to be back in the postseason. Brew called him a pumpkin even when it wasn't Halloween season. Level 4. Stroud moved up by virtue of me seeing the Texans without him.
Great
You
take.
know what? You move up. Caleb drops because other people moved up above him. Baker, you know how great Baker's got to be to hang 30 after winning Player of the Week to play great and can't even move up.
Wow.
Jared Goff moves up as well. Listen, Goff and Prince both like the dome. They just, unfortunately, luckily, Goff gets playing one. Next! Stafford. Great game, stays where he is.
Yeah.
2, an excellent game, stays where he is. Josh Allen, it just is what it is. I'm not going to penalize him for the bad pick. Now, the team as a whole is getting a lot of love for squeaking by Easton Stick and Gibbs Smith, but Josh made excellent plays despite the pick. I'll move him up a touch. And the noteworthy part here, by the way, is Caleb, where he is, everyone beneath him, if you were offered the number 1 pick, you would trade your guy to get Caleb. That includes, God, I hate to say it, the Prince and Jalen,
We've really
even
come a long
Wildes
way
guys,
there.
Jake
I
Browning.
don't think we're going to be
Next,
calling the Prince in a
level
week
2.
or
Patrick Mustrat. It's just the mountain is fair. If Patrick wouldn't even think after this performance he deserves to be at the top. Brew thought, I don't want to put words in Brew's mouth. I believe Dak played better than maybe Brew did. I don't think Dak deserved to drop given his performance. I thought he played well, authored what could have been a game-winning drive. Defense couldn't hold it. And
Purdy
then
does
atop
that
the
well.
mountain, about to be,
Right.
I think, a 2-time MVP which thankfully will save the MVP award from being a meaningless, pointless thing that everyone's like, you know who won it one year? Instead, an awesome player is probably going to win it.
History.
Lamar Jackson just shredded. The only thing he couldn't shred yesterday was that official. Everything else, he was great. There, Greg Jennings is an inspired, if not a bit rattled, edition of Mahomes Mountain.
Tilt a little bit.
Yeah, I looked at this mountain and I actually like the mountain.
Thanks.
I thought you did a nice job. For me, I had to reach a little deep onto the mountain.
Jaden
Look at
Daniels?
a guy. No, not Jaden Daniels, but Justin Fields.
Oh,
Yes.
Like, Justin Fields is playing for his future. And,
Go Chicago.
And like the Bears are clicking just in time. Like for me, when I watch Justin Fields, not only is his team playing, trying to get some wins and possibly get a playoff berth, who knows, maybe so. But Justin Fields is playing for his future. It's simple. Yeah. You talk about Caleb Williams, but for me, when this offense is clicking, it's because of what Justin Fields does best. Run with his legs, extend plays, and when we look at the front runner that's leading for MVP right now in Lamar Jackson, what did they do? They made the offense about what he did best. The Chicago Bears, they had never done that up until late. Now you're seeing more of what Justin Fields does best. Promote runs when needed, allow him to extend plays, give him half the field to read. They're putting pieces around him. I understand how important Caleb Williams could be.
No.
But for me, if you already have a quarterback that you believe gives you a skill set that not a lot of quarterbacks have in this National Football League, you hold on to that and you continue to build on it.
Marvin Harrison Jr., how good would he be?
Well, hold on. Just so you know, Wildes is saying all this because he wants the quarterback dropped to the page. No, I understand. Greg. So, listen, I think what should happen this offseason is Atlanta trade their second-round pick for Justin Fields and hire Eric Bieniemy as their new head coach and roll in a dome in that city, in that division with those weapons with Justin Fields. But all of a sudden, Kevin Wildes, you know who absolutely unequivocally should be in the Justin Fields sweepstakes if such thing exists this summer? Your team. Your team should draft Marvin with the 3rd pick. Your team should trade the 36th pick of the draft, whatever it is, for Justin. And your team should roll that team out there. That's what you should do. And you can start grinding the Justin Fields tape instead of grinding Sam Howell and Jake Browning tape like you've been, wasting your time.
Maybe Mac Jones comes in sometimes.
No.
Oh, it's like a draft class thing.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, look, obviously the Purdy thing doesn't sit well with me, and I know you did it. You put the Prince next to him thinking, well, let's let this go. The Prince, Purdy, it's fair. But that's not my main beef.
Favorites.
Nick, Dak's got to drop. Dak's got to drop. And I'm switching him with Josh Allen because Lamar carries his team, period. Mahomes carries his team even though he doesn't have any help. Allen carries his team. Dak carries his team at home. But on the road, it's a problem, man. Versus winning teams on the road this season. 0-4, completion percent. Look at the rankings in the league. 27th, 19th, 25th, 23rd, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in 4 games against teams with winning records. That's not even saying the absolute best necessarily. But who are they? They're going to be on the road in the playoffs.
Maybe.
And they're going to be on the road.
If Philly loses one time, they might not be.
Likely they're going to be on the road. And they're going to play teams with winning records, good teams. So I don't think you can trust that Dak's going to carry them where they need to go in the playoffs.
All right, can I just, the counterpoint to what the mountain is not a home or away. It is not against good or bad. It is all encompassing. And here is Dak's rankings for the year overall. We killed him for the interceptions last year. He's responded by #1 touchdown interception ratio, which is now better than Brock Purdy's, who I was being told had to be the unanimous MVP because of his sterling stats. His passer rating is elite. The completion percentage and yards per pass are all elite. The only thing that's down is yards per game, and you got to keep in mind that's because 4 times this year he hasn't played complete games because they were blowing out the opposition so much. And so I think hold on. While that's
Don't
an
forget
upside
this.
down Patriot
Do not forget this. This is what Nick always likes to overlook.
look. Exactly.
I brought up the winning teams they play, and you bring up a bunch of tomatoes.
He played great against Seattle, has a winning record. The Rams has a winning record. Your Eagles, you have winning the Super Bowl, he played great against twice. One time blew them out.
Stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, not
Little
the time
things.
he blew 'em
The
out.
little things.
Little things matter.
What's this going to be?
I'm not doing anything clever. I'm just talking about
I'm
Joe
used to
Flacco.
that.
True story. In the break, I'm like, Greg, name a wide receiver who doesn't get as much credit as they deserve. And do you remember what your answer was? Amari Cooper. And next thing you know, Joe Flacco, who's a fan of the show. No, I'm making that up. He might be. He's been sitting home watching a lot of TV. Heard that and say, you know what? I'm going to throw the ball to Amari Cooper all the time.
Let's go,
Amari had 11 for 265. It's a franchise record. Here's Joe Flacco's numbers during this 3-game win streak. What are we talking about? 350 yards, 8 touchdowns, his first. 20 yards completions. He's airing this thing out. And just one final little cherry on top, because I don't want to make this all about the Browns. I want to make it a little bit about my beloved Jets. Here's an old tweet we pulled from September 12th. Joe Flacco, 38, who started 4 games for the Jets, is interested in returning to the Jets post Aaron Rodgers' Achilles. He's said to be in good shape, waiting for another shot, and he has a connection to Saleh and Zach Wilson, but this is a new offensive staff, and the Jets said thanks, but no thanks. Well, coming up, guess who's back? Jets Browns. So Joe Flacco will get his revenge. So surprise, surprise, not going to work out for the Jets.
Wild, sometimes we try to do like things on the show, and you say in a very I've been in TV a long time tone of voice, like narratively, I don't know if it makes sense. So that conversation you had with Greg about Amari Cooper, that you said was in the hallway,
No, in the
Joe Flacco saw it, even though it happened earlier today,
Buddy.
and that's why he threw him the ball a bunch yesterday.
It wasn't today.
You don't have to explain, Wild. We know what we know.
Dialed in.
Okay. All right.
I
He
am
knew he was a fan of the show. Must have a connection.
I'm out here like Woj. I'm like, hey, dude.
man.
Oh, you're
says throw the
texting
ball.
Flacco?
I'm not telling you what I did and didn't do.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.